Once you do this, once you put your hand up and you repeat that oath of enlistment, my dear brother and sister, you are officially in the Air Force. You are officially in the military. I know you've not gone to BMT and all, but now you signed a contract, you've sworn that you are going to defend the Constitution of the United States. Yep, you are in. At this point now, you can't back out. Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Chinaza Samson. If this is your first time on here, you are welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. I do hope that you subscribe and that you stay and you join my family. Okay. And if you're an OG, you're a returning subscriber, you guys are the reason why I keep doing this, like why I keep churning out all these videos. I want to say thank you to each and every one of you for always coming back to my video, for watching, for liking. You have a special place in my heart. Okay? Alrighty, let's dive into today's video. We're going to be picking up from where we left in our last video. So at this point, you are done with MEPS, right? Once you're done with MEPS, you're going to come downstairs. You're going to speak to another Air Force. I want to call them recruiters. I don't know what to call them, but it's not your recruiter per se. They're going to go over everything. They're going to look at your blood work, your eye, the tests that you did, everything, your ASVAB score, and they're gonna say, okay, you're good to go. You need a background check. You know, they need to take your biometrics. They do your biometrics, and then you go to your recruiter. So you call your recruiter, you tell them, usually in all this process, make sure that you are in touch with your recruiter. Text them, let them know what's up. They won't let you use your phone throughout the day, so that's why once you are going for your MEPS, you text your recruiter, oh, we are on our way, we are here. Once you are done, the first person you're texting as you come out is your recruiter. You're texting and you're saying, oh, we are done, we're finished, this, and they tell you what to do, okay? So your recruiter is the one now. Then after this point, you go for what is known as a job selection. So this is where now you decide what job, based on your score, based on your medical history. They're going to look at all the jobs that you qualify for. Now, I need to put this out there. As a green card holder, you do not qualify for a lot of jobs. You qualify for a handful of jobs. So when you look at these jobs, I would say pick a job that would translate to your civilian side. Because the thing is with the military, even if you end up doing the whole 20 years for you to get your pension and all, you're still going to want to do something outside, right? And you want the whole 20 years you spent gaining experiences in the military to count outside. You wouldn't want to come outside and everything you did doesn't translate outside. That is one regret a lot of veterans that I have spoken with had. Most of them joined when they were in high school. They just got out of high school, so they just picked any job that was only focused on the military but doesn't have any equivalent on the outside. So usually try to find jobs that when you eventually leave the military or for whatsoever reason, you would still be able to find a pretty good job or start your own company based on the skills and the job that you did in the military. Okay, so have that at the back of your mind when you're going through your job selections with your recruiter. Okay, so at this point, they're also going to ask you, when would you like to go for your BMT program, which is the basic military training. They're going to ask you what dates are good for you. If you want a quick ship, like you're ready to go like tomorrow, you could tell them. That doesn't mean it's going to happen though, but you could tell them, right? When they have that at the back of their mind, when there is an opening for you to go, they're going to let you go. So before now, it was easy to say, oh, I want to go tomorrow, and then change your mind and things like that. But now if you say, oh, I'm going on the 1st of February, you have to go on the 1st of February, except something really bad is happening to stop you from going. Maybe you're in a car accident, or something big is making you not to go. But if it's for petty reasons like, oh, I'm anxious, I don't think I want to do, I'm sorry, you signed that contract. At this point, now you're cleared to join the military and everything. You and your recruiter is going to choose a date for you to come in to sign in your enlistment document. Some people do the MEPS and do the signing of the enlistment document almost immediately, like the same day, right? Personally, I don't encourage it because you are already spent. After spending, you've been awake since 4 a.m. 3:30 a.m. in the morning. Up to this point, you're already tired. You may not really read through the fine print. You may not remember a lot of things. So I would say go home, refresh, sleep. Tell your recruiter you're going to go over the enlistment contract with him, and then you go over the enlistment contract on a different day. Okay, that is my advice. Now, when you go over your enlistment document, make sure you know what you're signing. If you don't understand anything, ask questions. There are a lot of paperwork you're going to sign, and I mean a lot of paperwork you're going to sign. So you have to make sure you know what you're signing. You have to make sure they highlight what your benefits are. Okay, for example, I came in with over 90 credits, 90 college credits, right? And I was eligible to start as an E3. And once I graduate tech school, I'm going to be an E4. This is getting Airman and senior Airman below the zone. Not everybody is qualified for this. So this is why you have to make sure that it is highlighted in your contract. You have to make sure that you know these things, okay? So that I'm not saying you're going to get cheated. No. But the thing is, the Air Force has a lot of people under the Air Force. Not just, they have active military members, they have reservists, they have the guard, they have the civilians, they have the veterans, right? So they have a lot of people that they are managing. So they're not going to have one person looking into your contract to make sure you're getting all your benefits. So you have to do this for yourself. You have to make sure you know these things, okay? So once you sign your enlistment document, you are now going to do the Oath of Enlistment. Once you do this, once you put your hand up and you repeat that Oath of Enlistment, my dear brother and sister, you are officially in the Air Force. You are officially in the military. I know you've not gone to BMT and all, but now you signed the contract, you've sworn that you are going to defend the Constitution of the United States. Yep, you are in. At this point now, you can't back out. You can't back out. You have 365 days from this point to go for your basic military training. So I did my Oath of Enlistment August 16th, and I went for my BMT October 8th. Now, between that time and this time, I did not just sit down in my house. Now, you're going to be enrolled into what is known as a Delayed Entry Program, the DEP program. Now, not every base have the DEP program. Not every recruiter would bring it up, but I highly advise and suggest that you mention it to your recruiter. That what is the DEP program? So during the DEP program, a lot of people have different things, right? Some people, they come in a weekend, the first weekend a month, or the weekend a month, depending on what your base does. You go in, you see what your job is all about, you see what your job is going to be like when you're done, you see what it's like. That's how some people handle their DEP program. Now, the DEP program that I went to, it was, in my opinion, a mini basic military training. Yeah, I'm not gonna kid you. I was crying. I was boo-boo crying on my first day. I came back. I didn't cry there. I cried at home to my friends and my husband. I was like, what did I do? Why did I join the military? Who sent me a message? I was in tears and I was so anxious because everything was so hard. I couldn't do one push-up. I couldn't do one push-up. And on my first day, they're like, oh, you have to do a PT test. And the PT test is you have to do push-ups, you have to do sit-ups, and then you have to run a 1.5 mile. That is about 2,400 kilometers, I think. Yeah, you have to run that. And hey, God. This is me that all my life people have been like, oh my God, you're so slim. You know, there's nothing for you to work out. Why are you working out? Even when I'm like, okay, maybe I should work out. Everybody kept telling me, you're so slim. Don't work out. You are so slim. All of you that told me I was so slim, don't work out. Let me just leave what I want to say for you guys. See you when I see you. In fact, when we see is on site. That is all I can say, because I'm reliving it as I'm doing this video. It was not funny. It was not funny. It's funny now, but it wasn't funny then, you know. And the MTI, like my Deb MTI, she was an MTI in BMT. Yeah, not just an MTI. She was former Marines and moved to the Air Force Reserve. And then she was an MTI, and she was a retired MTI, and she came back to do the DEP program. So, for all my people who are familiar with the military, I think you get what I'm saying, you know, with this. This lady walked us. I mean, sometimes I saw in her eyes, I felt the disappointment that she must have had just looking at me, because I couldn't do one push-up to save my life. My form was bad. I couldn't run. And during my second lap, because you have to run this big field 3 times, right? During my second lap, I was like, oh my God, I can't do this. That's what I was telling myself. I was like, I couldn't. She was like, and then the next thing I heard from her, she screamed. She was like, you're not gonna die. Because I kept saying, oh my God, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. And she goes, you're not gonna die. It's just uncomfortable. This is the first time you're pushing yourself out of your comfort zone. So you feel like you're gonna die. You are not gonna die. Keep running and do not work. Yeah. She was like, don't walk. And I'm like, how do you expect me to walk? Anyway, I walked, right? This was on Saturday. On Sunday morning, bright and early. Now, she didn't come in her OCPs. You know, when I saw her that Sunday morning, I would have known that this lady means business, because we were cooked today. I just saw her and I was like, okay, you know what I'm gonna do? She was in like a PT gear. She was in sweatpants and a sweatshirt. I don't know why my brain did not tell me that we're about to die and resurrect today. But anyways, this lady comes in and she says, okay, we have a bunch of new people. So I'm gonna ask, who walked during the run yesterday? Nobody raised their hands, including me, because I was like, I'm not gonna raise my hand. I know I walked, but I'm not gonna raise my hand, you know. Yeah, looking back now, I didn't have integrity, and don't tell me. Anyways, so I didn't raise my hand. Nobody raised their hands, and she was like, okay, so do you guys know what the core values of the Air Force are? A lot of people, you know, voiced it out, and she was like, yeah, the number 1 core value of the Air Force is integrity first. Meaning, integrity is basically like doing the right thing even when no one is looking, right? And doing the right thing means you're supposed to run even when you know that she's not going to be able to see you all the laps, right? And we're still lying. And she's like, you guys don't know that I see everything. And she does see everything. I don't know how she did it, but yeah, she did. So she told us to go outside, and we did the Boppy Frog jump. I almost died when I did that Boppy Frog jump. Like, by the time I was done, we did a Boppy Frog jump for 800 meters. By the time I was done, I was not saying that, you know, this is not when you feel like you're gonna cry. Nah, the tears was just flowing. I didn't feel like I was gonna cry. I didn't know I was crying, because at this point, I was dying. I was like, who sent me? And God bless my husband, right? My husband is amazing. When I was telling him, I was so sad. Oh, my body was aching and I was crying. And he was like, can you just leave? Like, don't do it again, I'm like, I cannot leave. I've already signed it. I've already entered. I was crying. And that's time too when I came back, because this was on Saturday. On Sunday, when he was now texting me, oh, thank you for doing this, my baby, thank you. I was reading the text like this with total disdain. I was like, I don't know why, but for some reason I was blaming my husband for joining the military. He did not send me. In fact, he begged me not to join, but I have coconut head and I said I was going to do it, and I ended up doing it. And I'm not blaming him for not being but not anyway. I know that women, we understand, we get it. I mean, if I don't blame him, who am I going to blame? Myself? No. So I'm just gonna say that why I said all this story was to really say it kind of helped me to see what I was gonna expect over the next 8.5 weeks. So that kind of like really boosted me. So if you have that program, if you guys did that program, definitely go for it. Like, definitely go for that one. So that's what I would say anyway. So that is that. I'm gonna continue in the next video on what you should know next in this military series, but I'm also going to talk about my first day. My first day now at BMT, what the day is about, what the day was like, how I died and how I resurrected, and how this DEB program actually helped me in the BMT program overall. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this video to this point. Thank you. I hope my story is not going to scare you off, but rather it's going to encourage you to know what to do. We're also going to talk about, in this series, we're going to talk about common mistakes people make. We're going to get you ready, right? All the things that I didn't know before I joined, I'm going to let you know so that you can know and know what to do. You're going to join, you're going to come in better prepared. You're going to come in stronger and all that stuff. Alrighty? Thank you so much for watching to this point. I do really appreciate you all. Thank you. And I will see you in my next video. Do not forget to like, to subscribe, to share, to comment. I want to see you all in my comments, okay? Alrighty. Thank you. Bye. Hello, I know a lot of you want to talk to me personally, one-on-one, so I have been away trying to create an avenue where you'll be able to do this, and it is going to go live once this video go live as well. So we are going to start off by admitting just 5 people for this month, because my schedule is like crazy busy. But I'm going to be talking to 5 people one-on-one. To access that, for any information regarding that, click on the link in the bio, and also click on the link in the description box of this particular video, and also check my Instagram, my bio. It's also going to be there for you to pick a slot for this month and next month and have everything set up. Alrighty, once you are able to process the payment, I try to put it in Naira, so it's going to be easier for people to have access to. And yeah, so let's see the first set of people that wants to have the conversation. I'm open to having a conversation with you about anything, planning your career, how you want it to go, give you my best professional opinion and advice, and see how you go with that. Alrighty, thank you so much. Thank you, and I will see you all in the next one.